Who remembers this little guy here? Stay tuned. Now, if you've been watching my channel for a while and actually watch my older videos, probably one of the first ones, then you probably saw this tool in action. And this is the first iteration of a shear scraper that I implemented into my work, and probably one of the first scrapers that I ever used. And this is really highly inspired by my mentor Richard Raffan, and you can see it's made out of old carpenter chisel. Now, I got this tool from a neighbor here. He retired. He worked in Germany as a carpenter, woodworker, and he gave me this chisel. And it's a Two Cherry brand. Hope you can still see it here. And I decided to keep it like this, so I don't want to change the handle or anything, but I thought it would be a good idea to actually show you in the video how this works, how this tool sort of set footsteps in designing later what will be known as a refiner. Now, this is one of the first prototypes of the refiner from Crown, and you can see pretty much everything was the same apart from the rounded edges here. The angle here is more towards 45 degrees. Here it's a little bit more obtuse angle, but same notch here as here. And yeah, so this is, let's say, grandpa of refiner. So let me just set up a little block of wood, and actually before that we'll go to a grinder and just set a new burr on. Since I haven't used it in a while, what I'll do is place it upside down, and I'm going to remove the burr that I just created and do it one more time. And that's it. So that's now nice and sharp shear scraper, or first edition of a refiner. Here is a little block of chestnut, and I'll have a spindle gouge here and just make a quick little plate or something in real time. So this is spinning at 1562 RPM, so spindle gouge. And I'll use shear scraper. So again, same principle applies. And I might bump the camera, and I need to switch it around a little bit. Since it's a short handle, my hand is bumping the camera. So I want to flatten the bottom. So that's pretty good. I need some sort of a tenon. And we're gonna set that in. And let's smooth the side. Now, the only issue with this tool itself, that it has this kind of beveled side, and sometimes if the pressure is great on these edges here, then it has sort of a tendency to slightly lift. So that's the only issue with this. But as you can see, works beautifully. We'll set the, oops, that's a wrong tool, and we'll set the tenon nice and crisp. and a little notch here gives me opportunity to place a detail, and I can use it as a shear scraper as well on the side. Soften the corner here, and as you can see, the surface is pretty good, and we can quickly sand this. $180. Now to finish it off, I'll use, I have a leftover of this Odie's oil, just to spend that and put it on. Corner. So that's really nice. Hope you can see that. Really nice. And these are step jaws from VICMARK, designed by Richard Raffen. Really useful jaws, and this will nicely fit in. And we'll use spindle gouge to shape the inside real quick. First through the rim here. There was a slight chip out here, so I'll just take care of that. Drop the rest slightly down. What kind of rim would I like? Okay, so that's rough shaping, and I'll smooth it out again with this refiner, first edition. It is thin in the middle. And here, this little notch also comes in handy because you can get a really nice corner, and you can see that little twitch. That's because of this taper here, which is not ideal, so I want to tilt it slightly to the side. Now I feel the burr is getting lost because, again, this is carbon steel, so I can hone it. Remove the old burr on top. Find the bevel and now I'm getting vibration here, so support the back of the plate like so, and I just want to reduce some of this height here, make it nice and clean. I can shear scrape like so, and that's the inside done. Maybe slight lump here. Let's see the surface. So not ideal. We need to sharpen it and get this corner slightly better. So I'll go again on the grinder real quick. So I'll put a fresh burr straight from the grinder. And clean now this corner. And I'll actually do it with a spindle gouge. Okay, so now that's ready to be sand. Actually, I hope you can see a little rougher corner. Do that again. Just do it a little bit gently. Yeah, so that's not the best surface, but it's a good idea to actually to show you with a new refiner with M2 cryogenic steel. I'll just put a fresh burr on and you'll see if there is any difference here. So brushing in a little bit more light, and this is now fresh burr 180. So I hope you can see how the burr here is slightly like it's sharper. So that's really good. I'll do the rim here as well. And I'll just do a round over here as well with the shear scrape, like so. And now let's see the surface. So I hope you can see that's actually quite a big improvement altogether. Now, I wasn't expecting to make a sort of a carbon steel comparison and M2 cryogenic comparison, but I thought it would be a good idea to actually do this on the fly. And as you saw, it actually improves quite a bit in terms of how the sharp burr actually is. And I hope you saw that also there was a lot more dust and shavings coming off new refiner, let's say. So we can quickly sand this. Oh, that's a little bit too much of the oil. It goes on thin. This is not thin. All this oil, you don't want to soak the surface like this. You just want to lay it thin, unlike here. So now just buff it off until there is no oil left on the surface. Or on the rag. The rag will also tell you if there is any oil left. And that's it. That's one lovely little plate from Chestnut, and hope you can see that's a lovely little plate. The outside as well. I think it's a good thing to go through drawers and find old tools like this one here. There's a lot of heritage with this kind of tool here. Particular that neighbor used it in Germany on a construction site really a lot, and he gave it to me, and I've used it and learned using shear scraper and a scraper all together with this tool here, and it was maybe half of the length longer like this, and as you can see, it wears down quite fast. but it was a good indicator. But also, as you saw, it did the job okay, but it didn't did the job great, let's say. So there was a still improvement in terms of steel quality to have that burr a little bit more lasting or sharper, let's say, even though both of the burrs were from the grinder itself. So it's not pull burr or anything like that. So but I hope you saw in the video that on the inside the refiner, which is M2 cryogenic, and pretty much I think any M2 or M42 will perform much better than old carbon steel but nevertheless, it was a beginning. It has a nice memories. It has done a lot of walls and turned items, so yeah, it has a special place in my drawer. So it's a little video, hope you like it, and let me know if you have any old tools that you forgot about in your drawers. So thank you for watching, and see you next time.